This video is brought to you by EA Game Changers. I'm not being paid, they just sent me the pack early. Welcome back to Speed Build Sunday, folks. Hang on, wait. Let me make my lights blue really fast. Today is a wonderful day, and today we're building a house in the new world. This is actually the first build that I did when I got the pack. Well, got the pack. I had it since like August, built those houses that are actually in the world, and then when we got the game again to have like fake Sims camp, I had it for a week, and that's when I built this. And I actually built this as like a live real-time build, you know, the kind of house where I'll like record myself doing the whole process and talk through it. But then I didn't record my own audio, so we're doing a speed build. Yeah, it was a mistake, but speed builds are fun, and I had so much fun building with Snowy Escape. Like, I cannot wait for this pack to come out. We don't have to wait much longer. So let's jump right on into it. You can see that I'm starting out on this lot where the starter home usually is. So it's a 20 by 15 lot, and my sincerest apologies for that watermark. I didn't put that there, it's just on the game. They give us like a fake version of The Sims, like a second version of The Sims 4 in our origin libraries, and then we can use that to play the game early, like before the patches come out, because otherwise they can't give us access to the new pack before the patch comes out. So like I won't get early access until the patch on Tuesday. But with this like fake early alpha version of the game, we can play the pack and the new patch early, because it's like a separate version of The Sims 4. But because they're worried about leaks and stuff, they put a watermark on it, and so you can see that lilsimsie word floating around the screen. It's usually not that annoying. I think in a speed build, it's really annoying, and I really do apologize. I am so sorry. I know it's ugly, but I didn't put that there. I can't control it. Hopefully we can ignore it. That's why I wanted to do the real-time building, because I feel like the watermark sped up is even worse. Let me know how bad it is. I'm sorry. I just can't control it. But anyway, I'm building this new house in the world. I was kind of aiming for like an upgraded version of the starter home that I built to go in the world. So it's very similar to that house, at least partly. I tried to match some of the style of the houses that were nearby in the neighborhood, because I did think that like obviously I wanted the house to blend in. But this house is A, significantly more expensive than my starter home, and B, not much bigger in the end, to be honest. I had a really hard time figuring out where to put the kitchen and like how to organize this house in a way that made sense, because I realized once I was finished building the exterior, I was like, there is not space for all the things that I want. I wanted to have a fireplace, like I wanted to have a really cool decorative platform area in the living room. Like I was just trying to use all these new things that we had, because you know when you get the new pack and you're like, we have platforms and we have this kotatsu table and we have all these new things, and I like wanted to use all the new items, and then I realized that the lot and the house was way too small, and it wasn't gonna work how I wanted it to. But I feel like that always happens, because again, it was my first build like with the new pack, because I've been using the pack to build for a long time at this point, but like now, with this version, I was starting from scratch with all the new things. Because keep in mind, when I built those houses that are actually in the world, when I started building them, we didn't have anything. Like, the pack didn't even exist when I started building it, for the most part. The platforms didn't work when I first started playing. They weren't done yet. Like, we didn't have any of the assets. So when I came in to build this one, I had, like, free reign of everything from the very beginning. So it was very exciting for me to be able to use, like, move objects and, like, do all this fun stuff that I couldn't have done when I was making the official builds for the pack. Because I couldn't use, like, move objects and all kinds of money cheats and like raising objects up and down and stuff like that, because it wasn't allowed for the official builds. So this one, this one was like a field day for me. I had so much power. I could do anything I wanted to, and I really enjoyed decorating it. And as you're watching this, I usually would talk about the pack more because, you know, it's exciting and stuff, but I've posted a million videos on this pack by now. I have a story for you, because I did something so dumb this week, and I've been like dying to tell you about it. And my videos have been mostly like pre-recorded, because I had the pack for a week, so I made a ton of videos on it, and like I've been posting just those, and so I made all the videos from this week last week because I had the pack then, and so I haven't had a chance to tell you, but oh my god. Okay, some backstory. I am very afraid of fire. Fire is like my biggest fear to an extreme. It's like a problem. I overreact a lot, so things like fire alarms and smoke detectors kind of play into that anxiety. So just keep that in mind, okay, as a backstory. Usually when like the smoke detector starts chirping in my house, I freak out, because when those things need a battery replacement, they start chirping and being like, hey, replace my batteries, and then I usually cry and freak out because I'm so scared of them. I don't know why. I think the noise just like, because I associate that with like my fear of fire, and then it just ends really badly for me. So just I always overreact to any smoke detector related issue. So keep that in mind. When I'm watching TV shows, sometimes I'll hear a sound that sounds like one of those things chirping, and I will literally start crying and like run around my house to try and figure out if one of mine is chirping. Like, it's a extreme, really ridiculous problem. And the other night I was watching Bones with my boyfriend. We were on Discord. We're long distance, so he's in England right now. That's important too. Pandemic, haven't, it's annoying, but whatever. We were watching Bones, and I heard like a fire alarm start chirping, and so I freaked out, as I always do, started running around everywhere, had him on FaceTime on my phone, like running around. I was like panicking, crying. I can't reach a lot of my fire alarms. Like, one of them is above my stairs, so I was like trying to climb on the wall by the stairs to get up to the fire alarm and change the batteries. I was changing all the batteries, finally got to all of them, still chirping, and at this point I was like crying, like hyperventilating. I was full on panicking. It was not good. Because again, I extremely overreact to these sort of things. So I was like running around my house having a full-blown meltdown. I was texting my dad asking him for advice, because I was like, Dad, I changed all the batteries. It's not stopping. I tried changing them twice. I like tried to flip the breaker in the garage. Nothing's happened. It's still going. It's still chirping. And the chirping was like following me around. I swear. I would like go downstairs. There's just one fire alarm downstairs, but I could hear it everywhere I went. And I went into the garage to flip the breaker, and I could still hear it. So I feel like I was going insane. I was like losing my mind. So I was like texting my dad, freaking out. My dad ended up coming over here to help me. I didn't ask him to, but he just like showed up, and it was like midnight, 12:30 at this point. I've been crying for 2 hours. Like, I was kind of hysterical. I was kind of having a meltdown. And then once my dad got here, my boyfriend like went up to get water. So he like, left, muted himself and left to go get water, because he didn't feel like he needed to stay there the whole time because I wasn't crying anymore because my dad was here. And once he got up to get water, he realized that the chirping was in his house. It was in his house the whole time. And we didn't notice because I was like so hysterical over this that he was staying on the phone with me to help calm me down. So like no one thought to check his house because I was the one having this meltdown, and he didn't realize until he had gotten up to go like get his water or whatever. And I had this whole like multiple hour long meltdown. My dad came over. It was like this whole ordeal, and it wasn't even my house. My fire alarms weren't even going. It was his house the whole time. It wasn't even my house. So really hilarious now when you think about it, but at the time it was not hilarious. I think the fact that I had this like whole like full-blown meltdown over nothing, like it wasn't even in my house, and I just overreacted to the extreme, like immediately got up and started running around everywhere trying to solve it. Like, Kayla, you need to calm down. You really need to calm down. That's anxiety for you, though, right? I don't know what it is. I've always been so scared of fire, though. So any sort of like fire-related thing, I react this way. This is my biggest problem. I need to work on this because I really overreacted to an extreme, and it's not good. Anyway, we're kind of coming along with the house now. I'm trying to figure out a layout. You've seen me kind of go back and forth a bunch, trying to figure out like where to put the kitchen and like how to organize these things, because there wasn't really space for me to have everything that I wanted to, because I wanted to have a fireplace. I wanted to have a living room. I wanted to have the kotatsu table. I wanted a kitchen. I wanted a big island. Like, I had all these big dreams for this house, and I just couldn't get everything to fit the way that I wanted it to, which was very upsetting, but I think I managed it in the end. I think it turned out all right. You'll see that I was like really struggling with the counters and trying to figure out how to make them work because they were like floating downward and stuff, but I think at the end of the day, I used like the half counters and stuff, and it ended up working pretty well. So the whole thing functions. It just... This was a real struggle for me to figure out the layout of the furniture. And once I got that down, it was easy. Like, everything worked out. It's a 2-bedroom house, got a kid's room and the parents' room. Like, it's a small house, but I think it looks really, really cute. It's 1 bathroom downstairs. This is all because I was trying to have like a fancy platform thing in the living room. I really wanted that entryway to have like a really fancy platform, like sunken entryway with a door and stuff. I just couldn't get it to work the way I wanted it to because the house was so small. So like, while a lot of houses in Japan actually have that like sunken entryway and things, I just couldn't get it to like fit furniture in The Sims because there's doors on the front and back, like 2 sides of that room have doors, so I just couldn't fit furniture how I wanted to. It was very frustrating. I was also recording this like right up until I had to stream. I usually stream at 4 p.m. Eastern time, and it was like 3:44 and I was still not done with the build, and I was like, I need to finish this because I was recording it like live, real time, remember? So I was talking through the whole build, so I was like, I want to finish this now because if I try and come back and finish it later, matter. I'm gonna be like in a different shirt, it'll be dark outside, like I have to finish the video before my stream, and then it turns out I wasn't even recording audio, so it doesn't matter. Because usually my speed builds, I kind of like stop and come back and stuff, like I'll record for a little bit, come back, do it the next day, finish it. But with a build like this, where you're trying to record it real time, you kind of have to finish it all at once because you're talking through the whole thing. But again, audio wasn't even being recorded, so it didn't matter. Who cares if you record it all at once? There is nothing to record all at once. It wasn't even a real thing. Anyway, I think it turned out pretty cute. I don't remember how much this house actually ended up costing. Oh my god, and also I just remembered I was like in the middle of trying to eat lunch before my stream too. So I like went downstairs to start putting food in the oven so that I could eat, and then like came back up, kept recording, left again to get my food out of the oven, and then like kept eating while I was recording. So I would like take a bite and then like build some more and then take a bite because I needed to eat before my stream. But I was in such a rush to finish the build and do that. Oh, I forgot about that. That's actually really funny. What a fun time. Honestly, Kayla, this build was not it did not turn out how I thought it would. I think in the end it looks really cute though. Like I am very pleased with how this build looks as a whole. I just it wasn't exactly what I was anticipating for the situation, you know? I really thought that it would maybe go a little bit better, the whole process of building it, but you know. Speaking of which, I really only made build videos with the pack. I know you've seen now like most of my videos. I know you've seen now, I think this is the last video I have to post on the pack that I had from early access stuff. Literally only build videos. I have had this pack since August. They gave it to me back then. It wasn't even done so that I could help them with the build. I never touched the gameplay. Like I really only built this entire time. I kind of wanted to save my gameplay reactions too for like my videos and streams. So that was part of it. But also like I just really was excited to build in the new world, and so I only did that. Somehow that's what ended up happening. So when I made those trailer reaction videos, people were like, oh my god, she's so fake, like what a liar, we know you had the pack. And I was like, no, this isn't a lie, I'm not faking. I literally didn't know what came in this pack. Like I full on did not know we had sledding until I saw the trailer. And I had the pack since August, and I literally did not know that we had sledding until the trailer came out. So yeah, I made a couple of the builds, but I really did not know anything else. People really seemed to think, because they had tweeted out like, oh hey, like lilsimsie, Deligracy, James Turner, and Simlicy helped us with the pack. So people thought that I like did a lot more than I actually did. Like sure, I built a couple houses, but I didn't touch anything else. I did try the first day I got the pack. So this is like, keep in mind, like early August, like before my birthday. August 14th is my birthday. So way back then, I got the pack, and then that night I like opened it up to test some things out. But keep in mind, we didn't have like any of the assets. There wasn't a map in the world. Like it was just a black screen. Like there was nothing. And so I opened it up to like look at the build items. There's only like 3 build items. I was like moving around the world. And then I had my sim try to ski once because they hadn't like finished skiing yet. My sim just like got up there, did the animation to put on skis, but there weren't actually skis in the game. So they just like fake put on nothing. And then they tried to go down the mountain and they just went straight down and then got stuck somewhere because there were no animations yet. So like the mountain was kind of built, but like nothing was done. So there was no game to play because that like it wasn't ready. Nothing had been made yet. So I really haven't touched anything. I tried it the one time and then I was like, oh yeah, I should probably wait on this one because it's not ready for me yet. There is nothing to try because it doesn't exist. And then like slowly over the course of the next few months, they would like add batches of new content. They would give us updates like once a week, and there'd all of a sudden be all the windows. And then we had all these new things coming over time. But like when we first started playing, there was nothing. So moral of the story is I really did not know what was coming in the pack until I actually saw the trailer, because I just was only building. That was my thing. This is my thing. You're subscribed to a build YouTube channel. I'm not even that good at it, but it's what I like to do. I love The Sims 4. I love to build in The Sims 4, and that is how I spend my days. All of them. That's how I spend all of my days. Crying about fire alarms and building in The Sims. So, I still can't believe that happened to me. I'm like embarrassed to announce it to YouTube, but like I feel like I have to tell you. The fact that I was like full on having a panic attack, it was bad. Like this was a bad day. I can laugh about it now, but it was bad at the time. And the fact that it wasn't even my house. Like, I had a panic attack over somebody else's fire alarm. Someone in England's fire alarm needing a battery change. It wasn't even like the fire alarm going off. It was just chirping like, hey, change my battery. My battery's low. And then I had a meltdown. For what? Ridiculous. Ridiculous. Anyway, usually at this point I would show you a tour of the build. I don't have footage like that. I don't have the game anymore to do that. I have this. This is the raw footage. It also has my face on it. My silent face. Look at this. Look at her. Oh wait, this isn't the right footage. This is the right footage. Look at me. Listen to her try to talk. You're not saying anything, Kayla. Truly, it's an embarrassment. Anyway, let's talk about the build, shall we? Do I show like a tour once I get to the end? Well, that's what it looks like. 40,000 it's worth. That's pretty good. I recorded the game audio, but not my actual audio. I just heard like a click. Oh, I'm so dumb. I can't believe I messed up that bad. Like the fact that I didn't record the audio is so upsetting. And I didn't even notice until like yesterday, which is even worse. Like I went to go prepare this video to post it and then I was like, oh, she's not talking. There's no audio here. So anyway, here's the house. Platforms are cute. I had a lot of fun doing this part particularly. I really enjoyed like the decorative platforms that I was putting there. I wanted to do something like this in my other builds, but I couldn't place the columns because it was like breaking with move objects. I think it works without move objects now, but it didn't work at the time without move objects. And so I wanted to have the columns on the platforms, but I couldn't get it to work. I think that this looks really cool though. I love the new columns and the new like spandrels. I am so excited to build with this pack. I cannot wait to get it back and like mess around more because platforms are so cool. Like there are so many possibilities for like the decorative things and all the staircases you can make and stuff. Like I really can't wait to have more of them. Anyway, I had fun building this house. I think it looks really cute. I hope that you like it too. And I hope that you enjoyed my coverage of the new pack. I know that I only built houses, so I'm sorry that I didn't show off any gameplay, but I am really excited for it to come out. It comes out on Friday, November 13th, but it's a rolling release, so it'll come out at midnight, and that's wherever you are. So for example, in the US, it'll come out at midnight Eastern time, but everywhere. So lucky you on the West Coast, it'll be out at 9 p.m. for you on Thursday night. And then same thing if you're in Europe, midnight for you, whatever. I am sure that like Sims community or somebody has a countdown until release, so you can Google it. And on that note, I will see you all tomorrow. Bye everybody. You know what, everybody? I am having a really good day today. I haven't had a good day in a long time, but today is a good day.